Okay, we have a few last things before we undertake our journeys. We're going to hear from Joel Schumann and then Jamie.
I'm still not sure how it happened.
I was going to introduce Joel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No, it's fine. Next summer, next July, we're going to be in Englewood. Okay? Some of you probably heard that already, but just so you know, we're going to be in Englewood in Indianapolis. We're going back there. We're really grateful for that. And yeah. And just as we're grateful, you've seen what the planning team has done, the enormous amount of work, and Joel has graciously agreed to lead the next planning team for next summer. And he's already been working on the theme, and so he's going to tell you a little bit about that. Okay.
I do this with the caveat that everything I'm fixing to say to y'all may be completely wrong. Because this is very much an evolving idea and concept and process. And we're a little behind schedule, but that's the EP, right? So, the Ecclesia Project, among the many things it does, exists to encourage and enable disciples of Jesus and their ecclesial communities to bear faithful witness to the reign of shalom Jesus embodied and proclaimed. In every time and place, the faithful proclamation of the gospel that is good news to the poor exposes and cuts against the vested interests of the powers that be. In our present cultural moment here in the United States, as well as we're experiencing what has been experienced globally many times and places, of course, but in this cultural moment, which is dominated by government-sanctioned performative cruelty toward the very people who are at the center of Jesus' gospel proclamation, faithfulness becomes and in fact demands forms of resistance. The turmoil of recent months, the codification of climate change denial, government-funded racism and xenophobia, specter of perpetual war, an active hostility toward the poor, among many, many other things, has given rise to a sense of urgency among followers of Jesus and led to questions about what faithfulness looks like now. So, how do followers of Jesus and their communities discern how best to bear Christ in their corners of the world? Whether through radical hospitality, corporal acts of mercy, straightforward acts of resistance to the powers. What personal and liturgical practices animate and sustain faithful witness? How can resistance be an act of neighbor love not only toward those who are oppressed, but also toward those who oppress them? What does faithful resistance look like, and where can it be learned, and from whom? Those are the questions that are animating our planning. And that's, at this point, all I can say, because getting started. I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have, but hopefully you don't have anything too hard. Although I've reached an age where I'm perfectly comfortable saying, I don't know. Yes, Jacob. Yes. At this point, this is a point where we are taking ideas from all directions, and very open about that. At some point, we have to stop soliciting ideas and get started with the actual work of planning. But right now, I am very receptive to ideas about how the kind of the vision I just laid out can be implemented in a gathering. Yes. I think that's a wonderful idea. How we're going to actualize that, I'm not sure. Did I just say actualize? I never. Yeah, yeah. I've been in charge. I've been placed in charge of this for what? A couple months, and now I'm using words like that, which is just totally foreign to who I am. The notion that I mean, the Ecclesia Project has always grown through friendship and word of mouth, and come and see this thing that we have seen, that we have experienced, and to make that possible economically for people who otherwise couldn't come, I think is something that churches should be about. Absolutely, absolutely. I think so. Great idea. Anything else? Pray for us. And we're still trying, I still actually don't know who the planning team is completely, so even that's a little bit in flux. Yes. Thank you.